The courtroom was about to become the stage for a corrupt cop's victory. He had framed 2 innocent veterans, and he was seconds away from winning. But what he didn't know was that the courtroom itself was the final phase of a military operation, and he was the one on trial. It all started with a simple traffic stop. Officer Dixon pulled over a black couple, Alex and Maya Cole. His arrogant demeanor and false accusations quickly escalated the situation, ending with the couple in handcuffs, charged with resisting an officer. Dixon's report was clear. 2 unstable veterans. He was sure of his victory. In the cold silence of a holding cell, they made their plan. "Make the call," Alex said. "It's time," Maya nodded. Using her one phone call, she didn't dial a lawyer. She dialed a long number from memory and delivered a cryptic message. "Stormbird protocol is active. Location, Pacific Grove Detention Center, awaiting confirmation." The voice on the other end replied with a simple understood Stormbird. "Stand by." And the line went dead. Dixon thought he was crushing them under the gears of the system, but those gears had just started turning to grind him down, and the courtroom was about to become the stage for a reckoning. The interrogation rooms at the precinct were small windowless boxes designed to break a person's will. Dixon entered Alex's room first, a smug look on his face. "Look, son," he began, trying a fatherly tone. "I get it. Your wife, she's been through a lot. The military does things to people. Just say she has a temper that you were trying to calm her down. The jury will understand. We can make this go away for you." Alex just stared at him, his face an unreadable mask of calm. Frustrated, Dixon moved to Mia's room. "Your husband has a real protective streak, doesn't he?" he said, leaning against the table. "He dragged you into this mess. You don't have to go down with him. You cooperate. Tell us he was the aggressor, and we can talk to the DA about your charges. You're a victim here, too." Maya's silence was colder and harder than the concrete walls around them. Dixon's temper flared. He couldn't break them. He couldn't understand their unbreakable bond. Hours later, they were thrown into a shared cell. "What's the plan?" Maya whispered her back to the security camera. "Analyze, adapt, overcome," Alex whispered back. The old SEAL motto a prayer between them. "He wants to paint us as broken soldiers. We give him nothing. We follow protocol. The system will work." The next morning, their state-appointed lawyer, a young woman named Sarah, arrived. She looked exhausted but determined. "I've read Officer Dixon's report," she said, her voice heavy with concern. "It's airtight. He claims you were both verbally abusive, that Maya made a threatening move, and that Alex physically obstructed him. It's his sworn testimony against yours. He's a decorated officer. You're outsiders with a history of PTSD in your files. This is going to be incredibly difficult." Alex looked at Sarah with a calm intensity. "Just do your best, Sarah. That's all we ask. We'll handle the rest." The young lawyer couldn't understand their strange confidence. It felt less like hope and more like strategy. The day of the trial, the courtroom was tense. Officer Dixon on the witness stand was the picture of a hero cop. He told the jury how he had feared for his life. The woman, her eyes, they were vacant. He lied, his voice trembling with fainted emotion. You see it in people with their training. She could have snapped at any moment. Her partner, instead of de-escalating, just made it worse. "I did what I had to do to protect myself in this community." The jury was captivated. The prosecutor presented photos of a minor scratch on Dixon's arm as evidence of the assault. Their lawyer, Sarah, tried to cross-examine Dixon, but he was a practiced liar, easily deflecting her questions. The case was slipping away. It seemed inevitable that Alex and Maya would be found guilty. They sat perfectly still, their faces betraying no emotion, a composure that the jury mistook for cold, remorseless guilt. The judge was about to give his final instructions to the jury. "Does the defense have anything further to add?" he asked as a formality. Sarah stood up hopelessly. "Your Honor, but she couldn't finish." At that very moment, the heavy oak doors at the back of the courtroom swung wide open with a resounding boom. Every head turned. A 4-star Navy Admiral in full dress uniform with gleaming medals walked in, flanked by 2 armed naval officers. The air in the room instantly changed, charged with an authority that dwarfed everyone present. The veterans in the gallery instinctively rose to their feet, standing at rigid attention. The Admiral walked down the center aisle without a word, his steps echoing in the stunned silence. He walked directly to the judge's bench. His aide handed the judge a red folder stamped with the words "Top Secret and Naval Intelligence." The judge broke the seal, her face a mixture of awe and confusion. As she read the documents inside, her expression shifted dramatically from surprise to gravity and finally to complete solemn understanding. Her hands trembled slightly. After a long, tense moment, she looked up, her gaze fixed directly on Officer Dixon. "Officer Dixon," she said, her voice now as cold as a winter sea. "It appears you have made a very big, irreparable mistake." The courtroom was stunned. Dixon's face was white. "Your Honor, I don't understand." The judge ignored him and turned to Alex and Maya. Her expression was now filled with profound respect. "Commanders," she said, "for the official record, please proceed." "Commanders," Dixon whispered, the word catching in his throat. Admiral James Price spoke for the first time, his deep baritone voice filling every corner of the courtroom. "Officer Dixon, these two individuals are not retired. They are active duty commanders in the Naval Special Warfare Development Group, otherwise known as SEAL Team 6. They were merely on a brief operational leave." A collective gasp went through the courtroom. The Admiral continued. "Last night, while in custody, Commander Cole and Commander Reed initiated a Stormbird protocol. That is an emergency signal used when one of our operators is compromised in non-hostile territory. From that moment on, this building has been under the surveillance of naval intelligence. Every conversation you've had, every order you've given, and even every word spoken in this courtroom has been recorded." The aide placed an audio recorder on the prosecutor's table and pressed play. Dixon's voice filled the room, speaking to the sheriff on the phone. "I got him," Dixon's voice said. "The woman has a PTSD file. We can use that. If we push them hard enough, they'll turn on each other. We can close this." The Admiral turned to the judge. "Furthermore, I'd like to state for the record that the commander's vehicle is satellite-tracked per standard military protocol. The GPS data confirms they were traveling below the speed limit at the time of the incident, and that their tail lights were functioning perfectly. Officer Dixon." The judge turned back to Dixon, her face now filled with pure rage. "Officer Dixon, not only did you harass two innocent citizens, you compromised the operational security of two active duty federal officers, perjured yourself under oath, and dared to use a veteran service as a weapon against them." She slammed her gavel, the sound like a rifle shot. "All charges against Alex Cole and Maya Cole are dismissed. Officer Dixon, you are to be immediately arrested for obstruction of justice, perjury, and conspiracy against federal officers." As the bailiffs moved in to handcuff a stunned Dixon, the Admiral walked over to Alex and Maya. "Good work, commanders," he said. "Time to go home." Leaving the courthouse, Alex and Maya paused for a moment, looking at the American flag fluttering in the sunlight. Their war wasn't over. The battlefield had just changed. A uniform gives a person authority, but it doesn't give them honor. Honor is earned through the will to do what is right, even in the darkest moments, even against injustice. That day, in a small coastal town, a police officer learned the hard way that honor is measured not by rank, but by character.
And if you like this video, kindly thumbs up, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.